Okay, I just got a few things I want to talk about here really quick. I started going to a writing course, very entry-level type course, and I just wanted to get this out there. First day we didn't get nearly as much done as the following week. The following week, we started with this completely random exercise, and random is the best way to describe it. Is we took a simple idea, right, and I'll show you this in a minute, and it spawned all this. Okay, all of the simple, crazy idea. We managed to write, I think, put the seeds in there for quite a few chapters of a book, and out of it we had two protagonists, two minor characters, and an antagonist, all in the same thing. Now I don't know if this story will ever get written, but I'm keeping this because there's quite a lot of work done there. I might change a few things. Things that I just really wanted. I didn't know were in my head, and literally, a lot of this came from the fact that I've been on a Doctor Who kick as of late, and this is where I plugged the next thing. Quick flicks, guys. Any Australian that's out there, join up with this place, because man, I've already got. I'm only a couple of weeks into it. I've already got my money's worth. Okay. The thing is, guys, you can stream a whole bunch of stuff. I'd like to compare and contrast this with someone who's got Netflix over in the States. Because it's pretty much a similar service. You get, you can have DVDs sent to your house, and there's quite a bit of streaming that you can do. I just don't think there's enough available on the streaming thing. I think I'm hoping that a lot more will be available on stream, because at the moment there's a lot of stuff that's on stream I've got in my own DVD library. There's a whole heap of stuff that can be sent to you. Problem is, I don't think I can get my full money's worth until later on. I think you get some stuff sent out to you before your first payment, but once that payment's gone, you know, hopefully I can get more sent out to me, because I've been meaning to try Lost. And I watched the first half of the pilot. I'm probably going to take the first 2 discs with me when I go do my weekly trip to get my washing done. And it's just honestly, I'm not was not really interested in the show when it was on. I watched bits and pieces. I might have watched an episode here and there, but I never saw it as something I would watch constantly. Okay, it's I guess I just wasn't in the right frame and mood to watch it when I first watched it, because I was just so like, oh god, I don't care. And maybe that's because I was on this Doctor Who kick at the time, and I really wanted to get back to watching more of that. Now, I've watched the first 4 seasons. I've got some in between serials to watch with the 10th Doctor. But yeah, so now if anyone can tell me, I really wouldn't mind delving into some other areas with the other Doctors So if anyone's got some any recommendations for that, check down below. Leave a comment down below. Oh yeah, and I do plan on going to another con soon, so Supernova's coming up. I'm going to be checking that out, so yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I'm going to leave you with something really special.
Magpie2541, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And thanks a lot for joining Geeks United.
That's right. A united geek force, here to destroy non-geeks.
We just sent you a package all the way to Australia. And first of all, I want to say thank you for all the stuff you've sent us in the past.
Indeed.
And thanks for all the support. You've been one of our most supportive viewers, and we really, really appreciate you.
Thank you, Magpie.
He sent us a lot of movies and stuff. And anyway, we really, really appreciate it. Looking forward to finally sinking my teeth into Tomorrow When the World Began, because I really liked it. And it's going to be fun to do a full analysis on that movie. And now, we're going to give you your custom video. As promised, we're going to do a custom GNN just for you. That's right. For the next few minutes, we're going to do a regular Geeks Not Nerds. Actually, it's not so regular because of the way we chose the topic. Vince, how did we choose the topic?
Well, I think we took a wiffle ball bet, and we had a bunch of ideas in the aether, and we just started knocking them down with that wiffle ball bet. Surprisingly effective for doing things that are ethereal.
And finally, one kind of wound up in your hat.
That's right.
And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to find out what topic we pulled out of Vince. We're pulling out of Vince's hat. We came up with these, and we pulled one at random. And some of them are kind of serious. Some of them are really silly. We'll see which one you end up with.
And some are pretty lame.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't get one of the lame ones. But anyway, yeah, we did not choose your topic based at all whatsoever on who you are. We thought it'd be fun to pull these at random. And we'll see which one you get. So here we go. Vince, and again, we've not looked at this. We don't know what this is. What topic is in your hat?
The topic is guests we wish that we could have on late night.
Oh, okay, all right. So in a perfect world, who would we most like to talk to? Well, I'm going to start with obviously some of the big names that we know we'd never be able to get, and folks that don't do. No, I bet we could get him on. But folks that we don't that don't usually do interviews, and folks that, and obviously when we say late night, I'm gonna extend this to just like famous people we'd like to talk to. So this late night is just comic book related people, and I know Magpie's a big Star Trek fan, so I'll say that I'd like to get a few, obviously of the big Star Trek people, especially Patrick Stewart, if I ever talk to Patrick Stewart, or even what's his name? Who am I thinking of?
Avery Brooks.
Well, no, because Avery Brooks would be weird. I love Avery Brooks, but have you ever seen him in interviews?
I've totally
hates answering questions, it seems like, yeah. And then he just answers them really bizarrely. I don't know why he even does interviews the way he dodges questions. It's really kind of interesting. But anyway, I'm glad we're not posting this. I'm just kidding. But yeah, then there's like, Jeffrey Combs is who I was thinking of. God, I'd love to talk to Jeffrey Combs.
He'd be really neat.
And actually, he'd be really good because he's voiced in comic stuff. He'd actually be perfect for late night.
Yeah, there's a lot of licensed Reanimator stuff. Reanimator even had an appearance in Hackslash.
But I was gonna say, yeah, but even more mainstream as far as superhero stuff, because he was he was the voice of the Scarecrow, in Batman the Animated Series, and I'm pretty sure that was him. And
he's done somebody I know.
And he's in Transformers right now, Transformers Prime. He's Ratchet in that. He's great in that show. He's hilarious.
That's right.
But anyway, go ahead, Vince. People you'd love to interview if you had the chance.
I would like to hear Dan Aykroyd's thoughts on the new Ghostbusters comic.
Oh, that's a great point. Which is a really good comic, by the way.
I wouldn't mind hearing Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson and oh god, Harold Ramis.
Although Ernie Hudson's not the most far-fetched thing in the world, I could potentially get him because I've seen him do interviews with random people at conventions. I don't know if I could get him to do a Skype call, but I could get him at a con probably. By the way, Ernie Hudson also in Transformers Prime.
Oh yeah.
So I'd throw that out there. Anyway,
yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's good in that.
He's the general or colonel.
Yeah.
But
sorry, go ahead.
I would love to hear. I would actually really like to hear Ernie Hudson's thoughts because of how interesting Winston is now.
Yeah, because he finally got a character.
Yeah, because he was always just kind of the grunt worker who liked Jello, I guess, and or maybe he was the one that hated Jello. I think he was the one that hated Jill. Anyway.
I'd like to interview Todd McFarlane to see if I can get a word in edgewise. Pretty sure that wouldn't really happen, but I'd like to talk to a Scott Snyder really bad. Yeah. And Snyder's one, you know who's writing Batman right now. Scott Snyder was not a big name until just like a year ago, and with American Vampire and now with Batman, and man, I wish I got him back before he got famous. Yeah, or comic book, famous for comic book.
It'd be nice to have Jason Aaron. But I think that...
Except that's actually possible. That's actually probably going... I've talked to Jason Aaron. That's probably going to happen sometime down the line. But he's so busy right now, it's hard to get him. But yeah, he's local. He's not that hard to get.
Yeah, the reasonable newbies into the field, I mean, like people who have just recently gained fame.
Yeah, and I'm getting some of those guys. But
those people are really interesting. And Jason Aaron's the one that I would like to hear us do. But
well, I'm kind of friends now with Cullen Bunn. He and I email back and forth quite a bit, and you've noticed his name's on a lot of things right now. He's writing Venom and he's about to take that over completely solo. And I saw his name on something the other day that I was really surprised by, and I can't remember what it is now, but it was something kind of pretty major too. So yeah, he's a guy that's about to be a lot more everywhere, and he's still doing interviews with me. So, but anyway. So it's kind of fun because a lot of the people that I like to get don't seem that so impossible now, which is pretty neat. Just the way things have gone, and it's totally luck. I mean, I'm not bragging. It's really neat how things have gone. But like impossible people to interview, people that you never in a million years could have gotten. Heath Ledger,
John Belushi,
yeah.
I would like to interview Frank Miller just so I could tell him how much I don't like him.
Really? I think he'd be interesting to interview just because, well, him and Alan Moore both, because they're kind of out there. Like it would just be interesting to see their perspectives on things. But
yeah, Garth Ennis would be cool.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear Garth Ennis. I'd like to just ask him to tell me about his historical process, like how he deals with things that are historically based. That's really interesting to me. It seems just impossibly hard. Like, how much research must he do? Mm-hmm. But unless he has like a history degree or something, in which case maybe he just knows it.
I'd like to talk to Manny Cotto, who was showrunning Enterprise when it ended, and find out just what exactly he was thinking about doing for season 5 before it got canceled, because he had some major ideas, and he spent most of season 4 trying to make that show look more like Star Trek. Magpie's a big Star Trek fan, so I want to make sure and throw some Star Trek in here.
That's fair. I'd like to talk to the guy who did the Shadow series from the 80s and ask him how he was going to end it, regardless of whether or not it was good, because they cut it off mid-issue. So.
Well, that's a good point, yeah, interviewing people to actually get information that you'd like to get that you could never have otherwise gotten. That's one of the things I'm finding is so much fun about doing a late night, is actually asking people things that I couldn't get just looking up interviews and news and things like that. So it gets really fascinating. You get kind of an insider's perspective on things.
Oh, yes.
Well, any more you want to throw out real quick before we end?
I feel like Leonard Nimoy would be a fun guy to talk to.
Oh, yeah. He seems to really like doing interviews, too.
He seems like an interesting guy. Mm-hmm. And a nice guy, He seems like the type of person who's like, sure, I'm glad you guys like me, as opposed to somebody who's like I know you guys like me.
You know what I just thought of? Actually, probably my number one person is Whedon.
Whedon?
Joss Whedon. Probably my number one person I like to sit down and have coffee with.
I can see that. I wouldn't mind having a beer with Kevin Smith. I'd be entirely entertained by just hanging around with Kevin Smith.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't want to interview him, just hanging out with him, yeah. Just because I'm not a big fan of a lot of his stuff, so I wouldn't really know what to say to him. He seems like a really fun guy. What's funny is, have you ever watched The Evenings with Kevin Smith?
I watched the first one.
I liked those. What's that?
I watched the first one.
Did you like it? Yeah. I don't love his movies and stuff, but just watching him talk, I think he's fascinating.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, it'd be fun to just have, like, a camera somewhere, sitting in some bar, just sitting there, hey.
And just talk to him and post it later, yeah.
How you doing, Kevin? And Kevin would say, my name's Mr. Smith. Call me by the right name.
Well, hey, man, thanks a lot once again for joining Geeks United. We really appreciate your support and all the things you've done for us in the past. We really appreciate that, too. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the DVD. And I hope you like my book. Let me know what you think of it. And thanks, as always, for watching. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince, reminding you to support your local comic book store.
If you have one there in Australia, I wonder if everybody does have a comic book store there.
Yeah, I wondered. I was saying that thinking...
there are some, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't have comic book stores in England.
There aren't many. There are there are some.
There are some?
I know. I've talked to a couple people who run them in the UK, but yeah.
Yeah, when I was
but not very many, and the books are really expensive too.
Yeah, when I was looking at the 2000 AD Free Comic Book Day edition, I was thinking, because it said sold at all cool. It was like 2000 AD, sold at all cool comic book retailers, and then I was like, really? You would advertise that in the UK? I guess they have some out there.
They have some, just not a whole lot.
Yeah, I was told by somebody that they didn't have any, but then again, there might just be somebody that lives there that doesn't see much.
Well, Magpie, we'll see you on Felucian. Thanks again, buddy.
Hello, members of Geeks United. I am Dooms Vince, here to give you a good reason. A reason for even joining Geeks United. You have a chance, a once-in-a-lifetime chance, to become a Doomsayer. That is right. You can become my minions. Don't worry. Only 1 out of 5 die. That's 1/5. And to give you further reason to think that Captain Logan is a vulnerable, and why should you ever become a Loganteer, I am in his son's room, here, to destroy his son. Here, to destroy his son. His son is very ugly. He's very elfish, I think. Captain Logan's son will be mine, and you shall be my Doomsayer.